If you or a loved one has ever faced a serious illness, you might have had a taste of what our next story is about. NBC 10's Joel Massey has the story of a journey of 25 years to discover what was making one woman sick.
It was always the dream of this next woman that you'll hear about to become a pilot. She achieved that goal only to have it taken away from her due to a rare medical condition. Tara Keith calls herself a jack of all trades. She has been a rock climber, a cave explorer, a volunteer firefighter, jet refueler, plant worker at International Paper, and a pilot. In 1994, she was in a flight school in Colorado when everything came to a screeching halt. She was experiencing racing heart palpitations, brain fog, bone pain, lesions on her skin causing extreme itchiness, and severe allergic reactions, all things that would deem her unfit to fly.
That door, I worked hard on that. It took a lot of hard work and effort, and I loved it, and it was gut-wrenching, not being able to fly anymore. But God did, He closed that door, but He opened another door.
But not before she became involved with Pilots for Patients, which provides free trips for patients to and from medical facilities where they receive care. Her last flight ever was in 2008, which was one of the first flights for the nonprofit. Carrie Barnett with Pilots for Patients says that since 2008, they have grown to have 140 pilots that have flown 7,820 missions.
It's a little over 2.8 million nautical miles, and a nautical mile is a little bit longer than a statute mile, but that actually equates to around 132 times around the equator that just our pilots have done. And we do fly out of all 69 airports in the state of Louisiana.
Philip Thomas, president and founding member of Pilots for Patients, says he had a dream 2 nights in a row about starting the ministry.
That's what I think God's trying to tell me, that we need to help start flying people to specialized treatment facilities. And of course, first thing my wife says, we run another business too, was, we have a business to run.
As for Keith, after many experiences with doctors shaking their heads at her symptoms, Tara entered a medical trial sponsored by Blueprint Medicines for an experimental drug called avapritinib. Now Tara is an advocate for those struggling to find their diagnosis. She is a columnist for a publication called Rare Disease Advisor, as well as their companion website for systemic mastocytosis.
You have to advocate for your health. You can't just take what the doctor says, and say, okay, like I did.
And you can't seem to slow her down now, as she is enjoying one of her favorite roles, being a grandmother. Live in the studio for your ArkLaMiss News Source, I'm Joel Massey.